Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe before you go and click on the bell as well. Thank you so much. So in my last update about Jodha and AKBAR, we saw how Jodha died and she come back to life, and Salim won the war against Mirza Hakim, and they didn't kill Mirza, they only arrested him and they decided to take him to Agra because he's part of them, is their blood. That was the last update. Let's continue from there. Jodha was playing chess with Rukkaiya, and Jodha says that Rukkaiya is cheating and Rukkaiya is making her win. Rukkaiya says that she thought that Jodha is sick, but Jodha is using her mind in her sickness state as well. And Rukkaiya asks Moti to bring food for Jodha. Rukkaiya says to Jodha that Jodha is smiling, that she is losing, and Jalal comes there and asks that what is going on. Rukkaiya says that Jodha is happy that she is losing, so she accepts her defeat, and Jalal thanks Rukkaiya for making Jodha smile. Rukkaiya thinks in her mind that if she can make Jalal happy by making Jodha happy, then she will do it, because she can do anything to get Jalal's praise. Jalal informs them that Salim has won the war, and Jodha and Rukkaiya were happy. Rukkaiya congratulates Jodha that her son has won, and Jalal says that they will leave for Agra now. Jalal's caravan got to Agra, and they were waiting for Salim. Jodha asked Jalal that when will Salim return because she is dying to see her son. Jalal says that Salim is not only Jodha's son but the heir as well, and everyone will be congratulating him, so it will take time to come. A maid comes there and informs them that Salim has arrived, and Jalal gives the maid his necklace in happiness. Salim comes to the palace, and Jalal and Jodha smile seeing him. Salim greets Jalal and says that he is proud to tell Jalal that he did not break Jalal's trust and he has won the war. Jalal hugs Salim and says that Salim has made his head swell up in praises for him. Ada thinks that why is Salim and Jalal coming closer and closer again, and when will he get chance to separate Salim and Jalal? Amida says to Salim that will Salim not meet her, and Salim comes to Amida and says that he wanted to come to Amida at the end to get the most time with Amida. Amida caresses Salim's face, and Murad also greets everyone. Amida says that she is happy because everyone fulfilled their duties, and Jalal hugs Murad and says that Murad is also praiseworthy. Jalal says to Bhagwan Das and Mahansin that he is thankful to them both. Bhagwan Das says that they only fulfilled their duties, and Salim says to Daniel that Daniel stayed here and handled Agra alone, and this was not easy, and he is proud of Daniel, and Salim hugs Daniel. Jalal says to Jodha that will Jodha not do arti for them, and Jodha says that she was waiting for it. Jodha does Salim's arti, and Salim touches Jodha's feet. Murad asks Daniel that did Daniel miss him, but Daniel says no because he did not have time to miss anyone. But Murad says as he missed Daniel because at the warfield there was nobody to be teased. Salim says that he has brought a gift for Jalal, and Jalal asks Salim to show him the gift. Salim presents the gift and it was Mirza Hakim. Salim says that Mirza is a criminal and also Jalal's brother, so it will be Jalal's decision on what to do to him. Jalal looks at Mirza and says that Mirza has hurt him a lot, and Mirza forgot that they have the same love and the same blood, and they never forget that they have the same blood. And if he give punishment to Mirza, then their father will get hurt. So for this, he is forgiving Mirza, and Mirza will stay in Agra as a guest, and he hoped that Mirza would maintain the brotherhood in Agra. Mirza was shocked and everyone chanted for Jalal. Mirza says to Jalal that he doesn't deserve to get this respect, and he have no guts to look into Jalal's eyes, so Jalal should kill him. Amida says that what is Mirza saying, and Mirza says that if he stay in Agra, then he will keep thinking about his mistakes, so they should let him go from there. Jodha comes there and says that she has made sweet dish for Mirza, and she knows that Mirza likes it a lot. Amida says that Mirza is asking them to let him go, but Jodha says no, Mirza will not leave, and Mirza says that he is very much guilty. Jodha says that what Mirza did was a misunderstanding and it has been cleared now, so Mirza should stay there for some time. Mirza says that so they are still taking him as a brother, and Jodha says that sometimes one good things overpower the bad things, and she has heard it how Sharafuddin was saying that when Mirza got to know about her kidnapping, then Mirza did not support Sharafuddin, and Mirza broke his relationship with Sharafuddin because of the respect that Mirza has for her. Mirza thanks everyone for their love and support, but he says that he wants to go and ask for forgiveness from God, so they should let him go back to Kabul. Jalal says okay, if Mirza wants to go, then Mirza can leave, and Mirza should go and get peace and come back. Jodha asks that will Musa eat sweet dish before leaving, and Musa says that how can he say no, and Jodha makes Musa eat it. Musa says that Salim is very brave and he deserves to be the next king, and he feels proud to be his uncle. A voiceover says that the Mughal Sultanate was doing great again, and due to the rain, all the crops grew again and people's faith in Jalal was restored again. In the court, the soldier informs Jalal that Priest Badrinath has come as per Jalal's order, and Jalal says that they should bring the priest in. The priest comes there and he looks at Jalal angrily. Jalal looks down and he comes to the priest, and Jalal says to the priest that he misbehaved with the priest, so he wants to ask for forgiveness in front of everyone. Jalal says that he lost his part and he made fun of the priest's ways, so the priest should forgive him. The priest says that what Jalal did that time was because of faith, but now what Jalal is doing is called greatness. And human can make mistakes, but great human is the one who accepts his mistakes, and he prays that Jalal will continue to get success more and more. Jalal says that he would only think that the priest has forgiven him only when the priest accepts a royal position in his court, and the priest accepted it, and the priest greets all the other ministers. Jalal says that he is happy that everything is fine now, and everyone in the Sultanate is fine, so he wants to celebrate this moment, and he wants to arrange for a celebration. A jeweler comes to the palace, but Oshia stops her, and the jeweler tells Oshia that Jalal has called her to buy jewelry for his wives, and she also got to know that Jalal is going to announce the position of the Queen of India among his wives, and the jeweler leaves. Rukkaiya calls Oshia, and Oshia comes there. Rukkaiya asks that where was Oshia, and Oshia says that he has some happy news for Rukkaiya. Rukkaiya says that it is not really easy to make her happy, and Oshia tells Rukkaiya that Jalal is going to announce the position of the Queen of India during the celebrations. Rukkaiya says so what? It is not important because she knows that she will not get the position, and Jalal can give it to Jodha because Jodha has worked a lot for it. Oshia says that Jodha became the judge of the village, and it was Rukkaiya who served the people there. And also, Jodha have the position of Mariam Samani, so he thinks that the position of the Queen of India will be for Rukkaiya. Rukkaiya smiles and says that Oshia should not talk too much, and Oshia says that if this news of Rukkaiya becoming the Queen of India is true, then Rukkaiya have to give him gift. Rukkaiya asks Oshia to concentrate on his work, and Oshia leaves. Then Rukkaiya thinks in her mind that this position of the Queen of India actually sounds good. Salim says to Kutub that he have to work for the people now because the people trust him, and he have to fulfill his duties, and he have to serve them. Kutub says that but there was a time that Salim used to run away from these positions. Salim says that he has now realized that as the heir, he has some duties and he have to fulfill it, and he wants to become the king who makes his people happy and who gives food and shelter to everyone, and where no one becomes a dancer like Anarkali. Jalal comes to Rukkaiya, and Jalal shows Rukkaiya a special stone. Rukkaiya says that it is very nice, and Jalal says that he is going to give it to the Queen of India, and Rukkaiya have to wait to know who is going to be the Queen of India, and Jalal leaves. Then Oshia says to Rukkaiya that he told Rukkaiya that Rukkaiya will get the position. Rukkaiya thinks that Oshia is right, and she served the people as well, and Jodha was only the judge in the village, and she was the one that served as a maid in the village, so she should get the position of the Queen of India. Anarkali thinks that if she has misunderstood Salim, and Anarkali remembered how Ada told her that Salim has refused to help the dancers, Anarkali quickly changed her thought and says that Salim is a bad person, and sometimes Salim is good, and a moment Salim is something else, and she doesn't know what to call Salim, maybe a responsible person or a stubborn king. Kutub and Salim were coming behind Anarkali, and Kutub says to Salim that why did Salim not tell Anarkali that Salim did not do any bad to Anarkali. Salim says that he tried to talk to Anarkali, but Anarkali was not ready to listen to him. And Kutub says that why did Salim not tell Anarkali that it was him who helped Anarkali's father and saved him from the Agra people when they were throwing stones at him. Anarkali was shocked to hear this, and Anarkali remembered how Salim's soldier saved her father that day on Salim's order, and Anarkali says that so she has misunderstood Salim. Jodha does Salim's outie, and Salim asks that what is it for. Jodha says that when a son works for others, then the parent feels proud, and Salim is doing everything that they wished for. Salim says that Jodha also worked for the poor, and Jodha even got sick, but Jodha did not lose hope. Jodha says that she was able to do everything because she got a husband like Jalal, so she was able to help the poor. and Manvai is lucky to get Salim as a husband, and they will do Salim and Manvai's marriage soon. Salim was not happy to hear this, and Jodha asked Salim to do arti for the Kana, and Salim does it. Jodha was talking with Amida, and Arambano comes there and says that Jodha should hide her because Sharma is mad and she has eaten her mind as well. Sharma comes there and Arambano hides. Sharma asks Jodha that where is Arambano. Jodha tells Sharma that Arambano is not there. Sharma was unable to hear Jodha and she leaves from there. Jalal comes there and a maid comes there and informs them that the king of Iran has sent some ministers and they are here. Jodha asks that who is the king of Iran. Amida says that the king of Iran is a great person and he has helped them during difficult times and he is prestigious in the Muslim countries. Ada was angry that when will he be able to take revenge from Jalal. Ada's uncle asked Ada to be calm and Ada should not be in a hurry to fulfill his dreams and Ada should be patient. Ada says that how much time will it take and Ada gets angry. Jalal meets the ambassador of Iran and they present Jalal some gift. Jalal asked them to attend the celebration and they agreed, and Jalal asks Faisal to take care of the guest and he leaves. One minister asks the other that why do they not tell Jalal the message of the Iran's king, but the other minister says that the thing is important and they will talk to Jalal about it after the celebration. Everyone comes to the celebration and Jalal also comes there, and Jalal says that the celebration is to celebrate peace, and Jalal asks them to start the celebration. Anarkali comes there and dance, and Salim looks at Anarkali, and Salim says to Kutub that whenever he sees Anarkali dancing, then he feels that Anarkali is a dancer because of him. Kutub says that why is Salim saying that, and Salim cannot change anybody's fate. Jalal praises Anarkali's dance, and Jalal gives Anarkali some gold coins. Anarkali takes the coins and thanks Jalal, and Anarkali looks at Salim. Salim smiles at Anarkali, and Anarkali leaves. Barbara says to everyone that Jalal wants to announce something very important, and Salima asks Jodha if Jodha knows about it. Jodha says that this is the first time that Jalal have not discussed anything with her, and she doesn't know about Jalal's announcement. Rukkaiya thinks that but she knows about the announcement. The Iran's ambassador comes there, and Jalal welcomes them. Jalal says that today, he wants to give titles to his wife who helped him during difficult times, and Jalal asks Salima to come first, and Salima comes in front of Jalal. Jalal says that in his absence, Salima ascends to the finance of the Mughal Sultanate, and Salima's work is not replaceable, so he is given Salima the title of the Sultanate Overseer, and Jalal gave Salima a little staff as a sign of her new position. Jalal then says that he wants to call his wife, that has been with him since childhood, and she was always there with him, and Jalal calls Rukkaiya. Jalal gives Rukkaiya the title of the king's queen, and Jalal makes Rukkaiya wear the crown. Rukkaiya thinks that Jalal cannot insult her like this, and Rukkaiya saw another crown there for Jodha, and Rukkaiya saw that the special stone that Jalal showed her was on Jodha's crown. Jalal calls Jodha and Jodha comes there. Jalal says that Jodha has touched his heart with her great works, and during the crisis, Jodha has worked day and night with him to stable the things, so he is given the title of the Queen of India to Jodha, and Jalal makes Jodha wear the crown, and Jodha smiles, but Rukkaiya was angry. Jalal says that there is one more gift remaining, and Jalal says that in his absence, Salim had controlled everything, and Salim fought in war in his absence, and Salim won the war as well. Jalal says that he can proudly say that Salim can handle the country after him, so he is given the gift that after him, Salim will become the king and the owner of India, and Jalal was about to make Salim wear the crown, but the Iran's ambassador says that first, they should read the message of the Iran king, then Jalal can make Salim wear the crown, and it is very important. Jalal says okay, they should read their letter, and the ambassador says that first, Jalal have to ask the women and non-Muslim people to go out from the place, but Jalal says that they are all his people. The ambassador says sorry to say, but they cannot read the letter in front of everyone, and Jalal decided to live with them. Jodha says that what message can it be? Jalal comes to a room with the ambassadors, and Jalal says that the ambassador stopped him from giving the title to the heir, but he bears that just because they are from Iran, and Jalal asked them to tell him what the problem is. Outside, everyone were waiting, and Todama asked that what can it be that they did not allow Hindus to be there. Barbara says that all kings cannot be like Jalal, but he knows that Jalal respects every religion. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, share it if you can, and please don't forget to subscribe. It is very important. And I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.